Hello, everybody. My name's Caesar.
And I'm Martha.
Oh, God. And welcome back to the 22nd episode of In a Wider Screen Where?
Two idiots who know nothing about movies talk about movies.
I don't have my question. Hold on. Let me open that.
Okay.
Very unprepared today. Okay, Martha. What's heavier, a pound of brick or a pound of cotton?
A pound of... Wait, what was that?
What's heavier, a pound of brick or a pound of cotton?
Well... I hate that question because I don't know math. Okay, wait. Because, but you see, but the thing is, a pound... It's gonna be the same amount. Like, it still weighs the same amount because it's a pound each.
Why do you have to do that? You can't just answer.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm gonna go with the pound. Wait, what was the other one?
You don't even remember? A pound of brick and a pound of cotton.
The pound of brick is the one that's just heavier because it's bricks, and cotton doesn't weigh anything. Are you happy?
I'm really not.
Okay,
that was a little... I deserve that, though. Yeah, you need to find better
Stop
questions.
underestimating my genius.
I don't underestimate, but...
I'm very, very smart. And you just don't know it.
Yes, you can see how you applied all this
blood
on your face.
Yeah, I'm wearing blood on my face because...
We're doing Train to Busan today.
Train to Busan. Oh, I'm so excited to talk about
this. Was kind of like a last minute thing we wanted to do.
Yeah, we already had this in mind, but then scheduling conflicts happened, so we
pushed this up earlier.
Yeah, and I'm so happy we did.
Yeah.
So good. It was so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for that. Where am I going? Okay. Definitely different
editing
tabs.
a concert video.
I'm editing. Speaking of concerts.
Oh yeah, let's talk about our week.
So just talk about our very week real quick. Which for me, basically the highlight was we saw Harry Styles.
We did.
We didn't go together. We went.
No, we went separately, but we saw each other.
We did see each other there. I didn't cry, but I laughed. I cheered.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It was so great. And everyone was being safe. Everyone was wearing masks.
Yeah, they
had to show your vaccination card or a negative COVID test at the door. So everything felt very safe, and I'm really happy about that.
Glad about it.
Yeah.
Especially because I'd been to a concert at the same venue weeks prior, and like there was like no protocols really. Yeah. Massive recommended, not required. But this one they did it more strict, and I'm glad most people were following through with it. Yeah. So it's a fun show. So I know it's really hard to get tickets for the show. No. I found tickets the day before the show. Last minute. If you're able to get your hands on some at a decent price, I would say go for it.
Well, the concert's over.
Well, for the future tour stops.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Even though I figure most people watching us are from here.
Probably from San Antonio.
And they already came. But he comes to town again. Go for it.
Yeah.
He did tweet about us.
Yeah.
And he was like... I don't remember what he said, but he was like, I'll see y'all again.
Yeah, for sure.
Please.
For sure.
But speaking of this past week, anything you watched?
Yeah.
Did you actually?
Yeah, with you.
We did see a movie. We did see a movie together.
Yeah, we went to the movies. We saw Free Guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was really funny.
It was actually surprisingly really funny.
I thought I would go in there and chuckle a few times because it's Ryan Reynolds, He gives a few laughs, but like laughing out loud in the theater. There was
multiple times where we were just like could not stop laughing. And I didn't expect like any kind of those like can't control yourself kind of laughs.
I really enjoyed it. Yeah. There's a lot of pop culture references.
A lot of references.
You have to go into
cameos.
you got to go into the movie knowing like a base level of like pop culture and of like video games.
Gamer culture.
Yeah, and gamer culture.
Yeah.
So go into that, you really enjoy it.
I think so too, because I don't consider myself a gamer in the slightest. Yeah, but like I'm familiar with some of the ideas, I guess. Yeah. Behind it. So
I saw Jacksepticeye. He was him and Ninja were the only ones I recognized. But Jacksepticeye, he's my third favorite Irish YouTube gamer.
Third, or I thought it was second?
No, the third, because first it's Call Me Kevin, and then it's RT Games, and then it's Jacksepticeye.
For me, I don't have a list, but
those are the only three I watched.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, anyways, it was a good time.
They're all friends.
Yeah. So was that the only thing you watched? That's it?
Yeah.
Oh.
Listen, man, I have a busy life.
I mean, I guess I don't. I mean, I didn't watch much this week either. But what else did I watch? We watched that. The new album from Casey Musgraves came out called Star-Crossed, and she released a film on Paramount Plus.
Wow.
And it's kind of like a visual album, but I feel like I didn't like it as much as I wanted to because like a song would play and it'd be really cool and you're into it, but then it would kind of cut off or fade off into some kind of cinematic thing, and I was just like, I wanted to hear the music too.
That's weird.
But I get the purpose of it, and there's a lot of cool visual I guess references that she puts into it and everything like that. I think the album's really good.
I hadn't even heard of this. I didn't even know she had an album.
No, it just came out this past weekend. Wow. It's really good. I think definitely. Have you heard Golden Hour?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. It's definitely has its similarities, but it is a different thing.
I love it.
It's a different thing.
I love Golden Hour.
Yeah. I mean, Golden Hour is about how happy she was getting married, and this one's about her divorce. So.
Oh, rough.
It's a good listen. It's a good listen. Recommend that. I don't know if you heard of this one. Marie and I, we watched Malignant, the new James Wan movie.
My brother said that he just saw that and that he was like, this was weird.
Oh yeah, I really liked it, but a lot of people are split on it. I feel like I won't spoil anything for you, but it definitely goes in directions that are different than what
my brother told me. That it's like not at all what you expect, and then for some reason there's like a Fast and the Furious soundtrack in the background.
Oh, I guess I get that. But I guess because you hear that name and you think of The Conjuring and Insidious, it's not like those. Because
it's about like someone who like brings around like their imaginary friend from like their childhood, but
it's something like that. I won't get into specifics, right. But I mean, we watched on HBO. It was still good. It didn't do well in theaters, but yeah, I would recommend. I'm curious to see actually what your thoughts on that. You have a month to watch it.
All right, I'll watch it. But
please do, because I know you also had a month to watch Suicide Squad and you never did.
Listen, man, it's conflicting schedules between me and my dad, because I can't watch it. Like, we have a rule where we can't watch superhero movies without the other. Mostly with Marvel, but every once in a while with DC, because like with Suicide Squad at least. So I was waiting on him, and then he was waiting on me, and then we just never watched it. So.
Well, it'll probably come back on HBO at some point. Eventually. Probably sooner than later.
We'll get it on Redbox or something.
That'd be good too, yeah. Support your Redboxes. I like Redboxes. So you haven't seen Shang-Chi yet, then either?
No!
Oh, me neither. I want to try to go this week, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, I was trying to convince him, so I think we might go this week. But
okay, that'd be good.
We never know.
And then technically, I didn't finish watching. I had like 20 minutes left of this movie, but I've seen it before, so I still want to talk about it. It's called United 93. United 93 is one of the flights that was hijacked on 9/11.
Oh.
And this movie, it's like a pretty. It's not a documentary, but it looks like one. It feels like one, and then most of it takes place just like on that flight, because that was the one flight that was the only one that didn't reach its intended target on 9/11.
Oh, the one that was supposed to get to...
That one was going towards the Capitol, most likely, and it ended up crashing in a field because passengers revolted. But, like, half the movie is that, and the other half of the movie is, like, all the air traffic control people, like, trying to figure out, like, what's happening, like, from the beginning of the day.
Oh, wow.
Like, the first flight and the second flight and everything. And, I mean, it feels really real, but it's just so... immersive. Like, it's really good, but it is depressing.
Oh, I'm sure.
But because of 9/11 happening, we wanted to check it out because it's been so long since I've seen it. So
I've never even heard of this movie.
It's really good.
Okay,
very recommend. I didn't finish it, but I've seen it. I know how it ends. I mean, yeah.
Well, I think we all know.
I think we yeah.
Moving on.
Moving on from that. That's all I watched this week. Except today's movie, Train to Busan. This wasn't my first time watching it. Was it yours?
It was my first time.
You never seen it?
No, I'd never seen it before.
I thought... Was that why you were so excited?
I was so excited to watch it because I've always wanted to see it, but I never got around to it.
That's why when you finished the movie, you were like, oh my God, can I talk about it? I was like, okay.
Yeah, you were like, okay.
I thought you had already seen it.
No, I'd never seen it before. Oh my God. Can you... If
I would have known that, I would have wanted to watch this sooner.
I went through so many emotions yesterday watching this.
Oh, I'm more excited to talk about this now. They haven't seen it.
God. Oh, I can't.
Okay. Well, I'll tell you real quick about the first time I watched this. I had heard of it before, but the first time I watched it was during a time where I didn't watch many foreign films or documentaries. Not because I was like against them, but it was just like there's already so many movies I want to watch that are like American or English or whatever. That I was like, if I open myself up to foreign movies and stuff, I'm like, there's just gonna be so many
yeah,
I'm gonna watch. But then like my dad had already watched it. It was on Netflix at the time, and he was like, you gotta watch this movie, like it's a zombie movie, all that stuff. I'm like, okay. We watched it. We were like, damn. What? And then I feel like after that, I opened myself up to like just foreign movies and stuff in general.
I love,
and I'm sure for like a lot of people out there, it was probably like one of their first times watching like foreign movies. I mean, come on, man. It's I'm sure maybe we'll get into this later, but it's just it's a little 1 inch. What did Bong Joon-ho say at the Oscars? He was like,
if you get past the 1 inch barrier on your screen, you'll be open up to some
a whole new
world of filmmaking,
something like that.
Which absolutely, I mean, okay, I watch American TV with subtitles on, and it's like I can't watch it without.
I watch everything with subtitles on regardless.
So subtitles to me are not a barrier at all. I often watch a lot of like foreign TV and movies, and so like again, the subtitles are not a problem to me at all. So it's
not a barrier,
not at all. Yeah, and I don't learn how to read if you can't. Come on now, it's like, not that hard.
Like you can't. Like I remember even when Parasite won Best Picture, like I saw a video of Trump complaining about it at a rally, like that they won because it wasn't an American movie. And I was like, okay, clearly you just can't read, which we knew.
He can't, but we knew that.
We knew that. It's fine. But yeah, I think this is the first foreign movie we've talked about, and hopefully we can talk about more because for sure. This is like, I mean, honestly, this is like one of my favorites that I've seen.
It is now. I think this could be placed in one of my top 10 lists.
Already?
This was so good.
Okay. Well, before we get into that, let's just introduce you real quick. So this was directed by. Actually, you're a better Korean pronunciation than me, I think.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Okay. Can you read his name direct? I don't want to butcher anyone's name.
Young Sang-ho.
Okay. This was his live action debut, actually. Before this, I researched him. He had done all like animation stuff before this. So it was his first time doing like anything like live action. So that was pretty cool.
Impressive.
So this is the cast. It stars. Can you help me out?
Okay, sorry. Yeah. Gang Yu, Yoon Yoo-min, Ma Dang-sok, Kim Soo-wan.
That was good. See, I was gonna butcher that. I don't even want to.
Yeah.
I don't even want to say what I thought it was supposed to sound like.
You're gonna say Siok. Sok.
Yeah, I was gonna say. Yeah. Anyway, it was released July 22nd, 2016, which I thought it was newer. I was kind of surprised. It was 2016.
No, for some reason, honestly, I thought it would be older.
Older?
But I like older as in like. It didn't seem like it was made so long ago because it was like maybe like ahead of its time sort of film.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah.
And then it was made on a $9 million budget, which is kind of surprising considering the amount of effects there in it.
That was, yeah.
And how good they are. And it made $93 million worldwide.
The blood splatter.
But it did well enough to where they did make a sequel. From what I understand, though, I haven't seen it. It's called Peninsula. It's a standalone sequel. Like, it doesn't have to do anything with the characters in this one, but it takes place in the same world.
Okay.
Yeah, it came out last year during COVID, so I still haven't seen it. But,
interesting.
But yeah, so yeah, now that you're saying all this stuff about your first time watching it and loving it, like, so what was your thought when the movie started? What were you even thinking?
I mean, like, going into it, well, one, zombie deer. Is that what started this? Zombie deer?
I mean, I guess technically, because you know from the beginning, like, you see the organization?
Yeah.
I guess, like, so it's clearly, like, it developed from them. And I guess the deer was, like, I guess the animals were, like, the original, I guess the first ones that...
The tests.
Like, they probably tested it and caught it.
Or maybe something like that. Yeah, something like that. Which, yeah, I think that's a bit of an odd start to the movie. So when I got into that, I was like, oh no. I was a little bit worried, not gonna lie. But the movie eventually very quickly redeemed itself, I think, in my setting up the characters and everything. You see this guy and it's very clear that he's just not a good person.
Not a good dad, not a good person.
Not a good husband, none of it. He's very selfish. Yeah. They do a very good job of establishing that.
Yeah, I mean, the fact that he brings her a birthday present. It's a Wii, which she already has one.
And she was like, "You brought this to me on Children's Day, so you know."
Clearly, like you can just tell even the way they're communicating. It's just like there's just something missing, and then missing her recital.
And she all she wants is to just go to Busan to see her mom. And he's like, "But I'm very busy right now, so maybe we could like push that off for another time." And I think it's like he doesn't want to make time for her, but then two, he knows that if he takes her over there, then like he's not going to see her. Yeah. So.
And also, he keeps, like you're saying, he just keeps blaming on I have all this work to do and work to do. It's just like, okay, just take your daughter. That's all she wants.
Yeah, that's all she wants, and you can't do that one thing. But.
So eventually, he decides to do it, and they go on the train.
And any movie, I think, that takes place on a train, it's it's always interesting to me.
Yeah.
You get my attention there. If you make a movie on a train,
I want to watch. Can you think of any other train movies that you like? The only one that comes to mind right now is Murder on the Orient Express.
Murder on the Orient Express, and then it's not a movie, but it's a show, and I've only seen a little bit of it. But Snowpiercer.
Oh, the movie's good.
I've never seen the movie. I've seen a couple of episodes.
The movie is really good. I forgot that was a train too. That was Bong Joon-ho's too, another Korean director. Yeah. So Koreans making train movies.
Koreans making train movies. They know what they're doing.
Yeah, but
it's good.
And then the only other one I can think of for some reason. Actually, no. There's another one. There's one called Source Code with Jake Gyllenhaal. That's a good one.
Oh yeah. I know the one.
Yeah, that's a good one. Train movie. And then for whatever reason, there's this dumb action movie I saw with Liam Neeson called The Commuter, and it's on a train too.
Oh God, I've seen.
And I forgot what it is. Like, you saw it?
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, stupid train movie. But yeah. So they go on the train, and you start seeing like the other passengers that are going to be on there with them. Obviously, so you can start identifying with them as shit gets real. Inevitably does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Get to know a little bit more.
Some of the supporting whoever. So obviously you meet the. I don't know any of the. Did they ever like mention like characters' names in this movie?
Besides Saran, I think.
Okay, I didn't know any of their names. I just identified.
Which is the little girl. But I think other than that, I don't think they.
Okay.
I don't think I caught their names.
So I just wrote them down as the blue suit guy with his pregnant wife, the rich businessman asshole.
Oh, I called him WWE.
Why?
Did you see those moves? He was picking them up and just. Like, that was really impressive. I was like, oh my God, this man.
I get you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you already. So the train takes off, but right before it takes off, you're already seeing signs that like.
Yeah. So before the train takes off, you see this one girl kind of like limping and freaking out and jumps into the train.
She like zooms in, like she like zoomed on the train.
So yeah. So had she not gone in there, I think everything would have been fine.
And then the little girl sees the officer, like one of the officers or whatever at the train, like get tackled.
Yeah. And like she's like, that's interesting. Anyway, moving on.
Yeah.
Which like I guess like she's a kid, so what is she gonna be like? Hey.
Right.
I should tell someone about. But her dad's asleep.
Yeah.
She's maybe not the smartest. Well.
I mean, I feel like she doesn't really have any opportunities to.
Yeah. Well,
I feel like she's never given a chance of responsibility or to prove.
Well, yeah, because she's a kid.
Right. So I don't. Yeah. So I feel like to call her either.
Yeah. Well, no, I was just upset because, like, when she decided to go off on the train alone. Oh. That was the one part that just like I was like, why are you doing this?
Yeah. But then also her dad should have like fucking.
Her dad should have awake and paying attention.
Yeah.
But,
right. And then already from this part, I already started noticing the little tidbits of like commentary they were making. One of the things I noticed was just how many different characters would comment about people's education.
Yeah, because there's the one that's like the homeless man inside the bathroom, and he's like freaking out because he's like, they're all dead because he's seen what's been going on outside. And the guy made a comment that was like, see, if you don't study in school, then you're gonna end up like him. And she was like, my mom said,
so everyone who says that are bad people.
She's like, well, your mom's probably stupid.
Yeah,
so.
I was like, Jesus. Jeez. And then that one woman saw the people rioting on TV, and she's like, oh, those are probably all like uneducated people.
Yeah. And it's like, oh, they would have been sent to like re-education.
Yeah, re-education. It's like, well, y'all clearly. It just, I feel like for me already, that just shows the people that are already talking from that position have no idea what's really happening, like on the streets and what's happening in people's.
Yeah.
There's a complete separation. It's a different reality for these people, and now it's gonna impact you pretty soon.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah.
I mean, it escalates pretty quickly. Like the one girl's on the train, she starts biting people. Those zombies.
Yeah, like it looks like she's like just like having a seizure or something, and the lady's like trying to help her, and then she's like, "Oh no, I'm a zombie now. I'm gonna eat you." And just from there, all hell breaks loose. It's like one after the other after the other.
Dude, it's crazy. Like the amount of gore that's pretty crazy,
but it's good.
Did you so? When you knew there were zombies, like, did you expect them to be fast or slow? Like, what was your kind of idea of how the zombies would be? Because I remember when I first watched this, I was pretty surprised, like, how fast they were.
I don't know. I feel like maybe I've seen, like, something from this movie to, like, already give me the image of them, like, just being that
like, all
fast.
and
Which,
weird.
can we just take a second to give all those actors props for just their movements and everything. Oh, it was so good.
I literally like made a note on how the look of it. Like their makeup. Because the first sign of them turning into zombies is their eye color changing. Yeah. Then the makeup on their face and the way their bodies like move and
start contorting. Yeah. And everything.
And even their run, so it's like it's slightly funny, but it's still creepy.
It's terrifying. It's so good. Oh,
yeah.
It was so great.
It's just. Yeah, and then the crazier the zombies were getting, I noticed how crazy the camera just kept moving. Like,
just everything about it was just complete chaos. And it just fit so perfectly. Yeah. And it just, from that moment on, from her getting bit, it's just like you're just on, you're so much anxiety, and like you're on the edge of your seat the whole time.
Yeah,
and I can't name a movie that has given me like so much of a reaction.
Mm-hmm. Really?
This movie gave me so many reactions.
It's just, I mean, honestly, like something is happening in every scene, even in the quiet moments. There's like a lot.
Yes, it's just so tense, and you're just like the whole time you're just like, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god.
And then, I mean, the next thing I noticed is all those fucking zombies falling out of the sky.
I know, which I made a note of that. I was like, did they deliver the zombies?
No, I think what happened, what I'm assuming what happened is maybe helicopters were trying to take off to escape, and maybe zombies were grabbing on, and I guess by the time they ended up in the sky, they just fell.
Let go. I was like, are they dropping, like they're bombing zombies on these people?
And it's just like, but I like how much they're showing that, because it's like they're literally like physically doing impossible things.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be damn near impossible to like get away from them and kill them,
because they fall down from a very high place and they get back up and they're ready to attack.
Yeah, it's just
there's no and one thing I really liked was the fact, well, because in Korea like guns are illegal, because they're smart people, and so like the whole time it's fist fighting with zombies. Zombie movies here in America are all like pew 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 pew. I mean, and it's not high stakes because you can shoot them from a far distance.
That's fair. Yes.
And this one you have to be up close to
hand. I didn't even think about that. It's a good point, because like, the only other zombie movies that come to mind are like World War Z. Yeah. Like Zombieland.
Zombieland. All right, Zombieland classic.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
I mean, I like World War Z too, but yeah. But then you get into so shit's going crazy with these zombies. People are freaking out, and then the dad tells his daughter like, only watch out for yourself. Like focus on yourself. Which again, they're establishing to the end. He is such a selfish person. Yeah, they're really like establishing head on, and then also too that ends up being like really one of the key conflicts of this movie is like how selfish you are versus how selfless other people are. Him, with everyone. Yeah, everyone plays the role of either like a really selfless person or a really selfish person. Yeah, and it's like and it just pisses you off, man. And then eventually, like, his daughter like tells him like, you only care about yourself. Yeah, because I think eventually they get off the train and they get into. Well, actually, first these people on the train are really smart, because like they notice, they're like, all right, they only start attacking and like go crazy if they can see us, so they lock themselves in. Yeah, they put the newspaper on the glass so they can't see you, so they're not like banging on the windows. They kind of have they figured it out handle on things pretty quickly. So smart people. But yeah, I just and then he gets a call from his mom. Yeah. So which she basically like in her last minutes, she's like, hey, stop being an asshole. Take care of your damn daughter. Yeah. And it's like and she's like, as she's turning into a zombie. Yeah, yeah. And and it's also one of like the first kind of sad moments that he hears his mom kind of like just she's gone. Yeah, like while it's happening. So that's rough. I said that's rough, buddy. Yeah. But you're right, they do get to that station. The whole fucking military are zombies. Yeah, which like pick up on the cues around you. You see that everyone is gone. You see that there's a bunch of military equipment all on the ground that's all bloodied. You don't think, maybe I should go in the opposite direction of where we're going. Yeah. Like, come on now. Come on. So eventually they start seeing all the giant like military zombie army that's there. And they're like, okay, we gotta go the opposite way. So they all start running back to the train, and but then again, like these zombies are just physically like they will not go away. They're busting through windows, piling on top of one another. Like
there was a lot of scenes like that where like the zombies were like literally building over like human walls of themselves.
Yes.
And they were like tumbling like
it was just
oh my god, it was
craziness.
Crazy.
Also too, so far, love the guy in the blue suit.
I love that man. WWE, yes. I love him so much.
Do you know any like WWE people, like names?
The Rock.
Oh, I was trying to say if you knew one, maybe we could call him like one of the wrestlers' names, but we'll just call him.
I'm just gonna keep going in WWE.
Okay, that's fine. So then you have the main character. He's separated from his kid.
Yeah, so he had made a call because he's like, well, I'm rich and more important than any of these people, so I'm gonna make a call and make sure that I'm getting out of here safe and sound while the others can do whatever the hell, you know. And so he's like, all right, when you get there, go to this entrance instead of like the main one. And even the daughter's like, why are we going this way? And he's like, because like this is our way to safety. And she's like, well, then I'm gonna go tell the others.
Yeah.
Because she's a good person.
Yeah.
And he's like, no, like, what did I tell you? Like, you gotta think only think about yourself. Don't care about the others. And she's like, no, that's selfish. I'm not doing that. Yeah. So, you know, again, you really see like she's very pure. She's a good person, this kid. So, you know.
Just makes you just realize her mom's probably the good person at this point.
I'm sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, because there's no way that from him, oh god, because he's just a terrible person. Yeah. But, you know.
So they're all separated, but then the train's leaving, so they all try to get back on the train. And I love how they all were fighting like through like each of the different train cars, especially when you consider like I feel like shooting action in really small spaces is even more difficult to do. So I just thought that was more impressive considering like how cool it still looked, considering like how small the spaces were.
It was extremely impressive. It was
so and then like we didn't even mention the dude the baseball team.
Yeah, so there's the baseball team that's also on the train. Those are some of the background characters, and they're running back to try and get to the train, and he sees right in front of him his friends get turned into zombies, and then he's like, now I have to like
he has to like kill all his friends.
Those are his friends.
Yeah,
like, that's awful. But like, oh, that's horrible. But and then the zombies figured out windows, which was not a good thing.
Not a good thing. But they also figured out something too, that the darkness basically neutralizes these motherfuckers.
Yeah. So you know, on the train, every time they go under a what I'm assuming is like a mountain within the.
I guess yeah.
I don't know. Sure. Like
Whatever.
A cave.
Yeah.
Is basically what they're going under in the train. So every time it gets dark, the zombies are like, what happened? So
they're just kind of stuck in that moment.
they're buffering, so they can't harm you if they're buffering. So that's good.
That's true. And I think at this point though, you start seeing the dad kind of start to transform a little bit. I feel like all those quiet moments with the other characters and like all the times he's seeing them do selfless things like is making him
be a little bit
better person, selfless. Be more selfless himself.
I think he's starting to understand like WWE over here is saving his life countless times.
Yeah.
He has a wife who's pregnant that he's trying to take care of, and like they're good people, and like they immediately take the daughter when she needs help.
Yeah.
Like she's like, okay, we're getting you to safety because you're a little girl and you need help.
Yeah.
And so, I think he's starting to notice that he's like, okay, well now we're on a team here. Like we got to work together. Otherwise we're all dead.
We're all fucked. Yeah.
So, you know, they work together. So it's the baseball guy, WWE, and the main character are all the last ones to get on the train.
Yeah.
Which WWE does that impressive gladiator move where he grabs the shield and is like
you know, actually something I didn't even mention, he's gonna be in Eternals.
He is?
I was looking up like the cast and I was like, what have they been in any other movies I might have seen before? And I saw he's gonna be in Eternals.
Nice.
So I hope he has some like cool action.
Marvel's pulling in a lot of Korean actors.
Yeah, it's pretty impressive what they're doing with cast. That's the thing I like just a quick side note, I feel like obviously they're still going to do like Avengers type stuff. I feel like since all that and how successful it's been, I feel like they've been able to be more experimental with like the stories that they're trying to tell. So and bringing actors on like that, I think is really cool.
Which is awesome. So yeah.
So WWE, we can't wait to see him in Eternals.
Oh, I cannot wait! I love that man so much. but yeah, so it gets interesting, and it starts getting like really high stakes because they make it on the train, but the problem is that they're separated from the group.
From the rich people.
Which is another piece there to talk about.
Oh, there's a lot I have to say about that later on.
So the way it's kind of all laid out is that you have the rich people in the first like train, like the first car, and then a few cars back you have the homeless man, which we hadn't talked about yet. We do.
Well, you mentioned him like in the bathroom, but he's someone that's with that group too.
Yeah, so so the homeless man, the pregnant woman, and the little girl.
Yes.
And the friend. No, not the friend. The friend is with the rich people of the baseball.
Oh, originally, yeah, she's with them. So
it's these three people in one car hiding in the bathroom because there are zombies on both sides of them. Yeah. So they're like hiding in there and just trying to.
They're just trapped in them.
Yeah, they're trapped in there. Yeah. And then farther back, I think 3 cars down is where we have the main character, WWE and Baseball Kid. Yeah. So those are their names now. Right. So that's kind of how the car is set up, or the train is set up. So. Yeah. The wife who calls and is like, "You get your ass over here right now, and you save me." Yeah. And he's like, "Yes, ma'am." And
he's WWE.
He's to the rescue. Yeah. He's like tears off his sleeves and is like ready to go. Ready. And
so they use the darkness they take advantage of it. They climb over the top of those.
Well, not yet. They have to go through a few cars before they actually get.
We already. Oh, maybe
You're jumping ahead a bit.
I'm sorry.
But so they get through and they're moving through each car. They learn about the darkness, so they start using that. They, make a noise on the opposite side, and they are able to make it to the next side. Yeah. They get to one car, which is all his baseball friends who are all zombies now, and he's like, "What am I gonna do? Yeah. I can't find my friends." So that's rough. Yeah. And then he's like, "All right, just stay behind. We'll take care of this one." They get through that one, and then eventually they do make it to the kid and the pregnant woman. Yeah. So they reunite. And so that's good. And they make a plan, which is then when they go to the car and they...
I'm not going to lie to you.
Do the top.
I think I finished... So I watched half last night, half this morning. I think right before that, I fell asleep for like 5 minutes. So that's probably what I missed. Got it. But I'd seen it before, so that's why I wasn't as...
Yeah, you're fine.
It's fine.
Yeah. But yeah, so that's where they pull the move where they decide to go where like the luggage is. Yeah. And they crawl and they grab the last one and throw it at the other side, so they all run that way. Mm-hmm. And they're almost there. Everyone has made it down except for the homeless man. And he slips and he falls. And it's like, oh my God, like what's going to happen? Yeah. And then eventually, like the zombies kind of like, I heard a noise, but I'm not going to investigate. Mm-hmm. So they're kind of still on the other side. So he's like, all right. Like, and then the lights go back on. So they're no longer in the dark anymore. Mm-hmm. So this is just like, it's level 10 here.
It's bad.
Oh my God. So you're just like, oh my God, what's going to happen? And, gives a countdown and is like, all right, we're going to run.
Oh my.
Then he steps on a freaking bottle. Oh my God. He steps on a bottle and alerts them all, and they all covered. They totally could have made a run for it. Okay.
I thought they still had time to make the run for it.
My number one problem with this movie is hesitation. All of these people hesitate all the freaking time.
That's fair.
And so because of that, they can't. Like, they could make it
Some of them probably would have made it if they hadn't hesitated.
If they didn't hesitate. They could absolutely make it. But, somehow they
But also think about... But if you're in that situation, do you not think that you might possibly... Like, we don't know how we're going to act in that situation unless you're in this situation.
Oh, no. I know exactly how I'm going to act in a zombie situation.
Oh, okay.
I'm killing myself.
Oh.
I am not living... I've said it a million times, and I will say it again. I am not living through an apocalypse. I'm not doing it. It's stupid. I don't want to be the person that has to rebuild society after. I'm not interested in that.
I
don't want to be responsible for that. I'm out. I'm done. I'm not fighting for my life. That's stupid.
So you would have been gone as soon as that deer.
As soon as I saw the deer, I'd be like, all right, I'm done. Bye. That's it.
That's fair.
So, but yeah, no, you make a good point. I guess you kind of are just like, oh my God. Yeah. And you're just frozen in fear. So
but a lot of them do like, for example, there's moments where like characters have to leave other characters behind, and while they should be making a move for it, they're like, oh,
Hold on, give me a second. Like, hold on, zombie. Yeah. Hold on, zombie. Give me a second to be sad. Let me process
this emotionally.
Okay? I got a lot going on right now, so if you could just chill out for a second.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, that's, I guess, understandable. Yeah. It's frustrating as hell to watch, but, sure. It's understandable, I suppose. But
then we get to the scene with them. So they're trying to close one door, like on one side of the train, and open the other where all the rich people are.
Yeah, so they've somehow made it through, and unfortunately WWE, my boy,
it's sad.
He gets bit. Spoilers. Anyway,
a little late for that.
He gets hit.
Jesus, did I write it down this time? He gets bit. I wrote in small letters.
Well, that's the problem. Because clearly the big letters made
the big letters, because I had big letters for 15 episodes, and that made a difference.
All right, but Mr. WWE, my boy, he gets bitten because he is like trying to close the door.
He really has to like grab his hand and kind of push it on the door.
Yeah.
But like it's gonna expose his hand to those fuckers, and
so they're gonna bite him, so they bit him. And the wife, she knows he's gone. She's like, why? Like, I'm pregnant. What am I gonna do?
I don't know.
So it's
and then rough. But don't forget, he like says a name, and she's like, what? She's like, for the like.
Yeah, he was like, the baby's name. You know it?
Yeah.
Which they had mentioned previously that like he was too lazy to come up with a name, so they were calling him Sleepy. Was the baby's name, which is really cute.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it's hard, but he's like trying to plead to the main guy. He's like, go. Take care of her.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm already gone. There's no point in saving me.
Yeah.
I'm going to try and hold them back as much as I can. But you guys, you need to go right now. And the other guys are trying to get through the door. But the rich people.
Rich, and especially.
Oh, that one guy.
That one motherfucker. Dude.
He makes me so mad.
I don't remember the last time a character in a movie made me like this pissed off.
That is what I'm saying. Just so much reaction out of me. I hated that man. I was like, I need him to die a terrible, terrible death.
You're just rooting.
Please.
And that's the thing that's with his character. It's like you're rooting for his death so much, but somehow, which we'll get more into later, he somehow is able to escape all these situations.
It just makes me so mad. Okay, yeah, we need to get into.
But we'll get into that. But
so he, they're trying so hard to like keep them out. The rich people are trying to keep the guys out because they in their head they're like, well, they're infected.
They're infected.
They've gone through this whole train and they haven't gotten bitten. Like that's hard to believe.
And what especially is that one guy. He's like the CEO or something of the some big. Is it? I don't know. Is he like Is he in charge of like the train company that they're on, or is it a different one?
I didn't catch his occupation.
Well, he said he was like a president of something, so clearly he has a lot of power.
Yeah.
So he clearly, when he says something, it has a lot of the way he says things and what he's saying has influence over the rest of the people. So him like because of his selfishness, he needs to convince everybody like, oh, they're bad people, like they're infected. We need to keep them out.
We need to keep them out.
And because he has someone to voice, they're all like helping him. Like
they all believe him. They all listen to him.
Yeah,
they follow him blindly.
Basically.
And so eventually they break through the glass door. Yeah. Which like, well, now you've ruined it for everyone because there's zombies right there.
Yeah.
So they're idiots.
And then we have the main character. He now sees that rich guy. He's the asshole.
Yeah, he's like, no, I'm a good person, and you're the bad. But it's
crazy because then you remember, like, he basically was just like how he was at the beginning of the movie. Now he's changed, but then fucking rich guy has to go on his fear mongering and be like, look at him, he's infected, look at his eyes, like he's about to
yeah, because he tackles him and is like, how, like, we could have made it, like we could have gotten out if it wasn't for you. And like he's trying to explain that to him because he's just so upset with him, which is like, rightfully so, because he's a terrible person. And then he's like, he starts telling everyone like, look at him, look at the way he reacted, he's obviously infected.
And of course everyone believes him. They're like, get out, like right now. And I was, oh my god.
And so they all have to go. Oh, and we forgot to talk about the old lady, which again has mentioned.
Yes, right.
So when they were trying to get everyone through the door, one of the sisters, the two old lady sisters, one of them was on the outside because she thought that she had lost her sister. Yeah. And she saw her, and she was trying to, like, she was on the opposite side of the door, about to come in before the zombies got there. But for some reason, she hesitated, and she just kind of sat there. She sit there and smiled at her. It was like, oh, hey! Yeah. And then the zombies get her, and it's like, what were you doing? What was the purpose of that? Like, it was so stupid that she waited out there.
Yeah.
Like, there was she needed one step forward. The zombies were very much behind her.
Yeah.
So what was the purpose of that? She was just so stupid.
But then that old lady, I mean, she's basically says, I guess, what all the rich people are thinking. Like, look at this idiot. Yeah. Like, why would you sacrifice yourself? Why would you help others? Like, look where you are now. And then she fucking opens the door. She said, eat the rich. Let's go.
Eat the rich. I love it. Oh my God. Yeah. So, the zombies come in, and at this point they've already kicked out the people, like the main group.
The main group is already like out of that part of the train.
And that they're at the very front, like waiting in a little small area. So they're safe.
Yeah.
Because which I'm like, well, that was stupid of you to push them forward, because now if the zombies do get through, you're the first people that they're going to get to. So, that was stupid.
If anything, y'all should have moved and let things stand anyway.
Yeah, so, they push them forward, and they get eaten by zombies, and you're
all in beautiful slow motion.
Bye.
Good stuff.
So, yeah, they're idiots, and I was like, that one guy deserves it. But little do we know.
Of course, he's not dead yet.
He's not dead.
But we don't know that yet, right? But what happens right after is this, honestly, probably my favorite, more subtle, I guess, scene of the movie is when he's talking to his daughter. Like, first he like holds her hand like a little bit, and then dude, when she admits because he asked her in the beginning about, he saw the video of her recital and that she didn't sing this one song. It's like, oh, why didn't you sing it? And she didn't want to like really answer the question, and she's like, well, I wrote it for you.
She didn't write it.
Well, she was practicing it for her.
Practice.
My bad.
Yeah, come on. You ever seen Lilo and Stitch?
Yeah.
It's the same song.
Oh.
That's the song that they sing.
I think I was probably half asleep. Maybe.
Okay. Well, anyway, moving on.
Anyway, that's not important. So he wasn't there.
Which, side note, what a shitty birthday for that little girl. It's her birthday.
Yeah.
And all of this is happening. The zombie apocalypse falls on her birthday.
On her birthday. It's bad.
It's rough.
And she loses her dad, which will...
And we'll get to that. Okay.
Yeah, basically he wasn't there, so she felt like she couldn't sing it. And so I just felt like that scene just really did a good job of making sure the heart of the movie was those two.
Yeah. But then we'll find out, because he gets a call from his company, the people that he works with.
Oh my God, yeah.
Of course this is all his fault. Of course it's all his fault. He's like, the guy's like, it all started with
us.
With us. So, which like just really is, which impressive for the writing team to like build a character that is so unlikable that literally causes the zombie apocalypse due to his selfishness. Yeah. But yet, by the end, you were still so sad about his death.
I guess because he can tell that he's legitimately changed as a person by the end of the movie. Which I think they do a good job of convincing you that.
Yes.
I think.
Yeah, you do.
It definitely feels like it happened. But
yeah, which.
But I love that scene too, because after he found all of that, it's like he looks in the mirror, kind of like a self-reflection thing, and then he literally tries to wash the blood off his hands, and then come off, and it does not come off.
Oh, I love it.
And it's just like, because at this point, like all the damage has been done, like all these lives have been lost. Like it's just, yes, you've changed now, but like you're not going to be able to.
You fixed the fact all that, of the damage.
You can't.
You did this. There's no going back.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's so good.
It's just craziness. But then you find out that that rich asshole died, and that one train guy that like blindly followed him, and then right after that, well, I will say before this, I know at first chance, like that guy will obviously sacrifice anyone as soon as the opportunity presents itself.
Absolutely.
Literally, right when I thought that, he pushes him out and fucking runs the other way.
I'm like, okay, so they're hiding in the bathroom, and he checks to make sure that like the zombies are near, and he's like, yeah, the guy who works on the train, he was like, is it clear? And he was like, yeah.
You go first.
You go first. You go ahead. Why? And I'm like, after everything you've seen this man do, why would you trust him?
Why would you?
Why? How stupid do you have to be?
If I heard that and said you go first, I would not.
I'd be like, no, I'm staying here. You go.
You go.
Have fun. Oh God, it's like, why do you believe him? Why? Why do you believe? But I'm like, of course, really, it has to be him that has to live.
He's the worst fucking guy in the world. I fucking love this. I love how much I hate this guy.
Yes, yeah. I just, in all caps,
and
I hate this man.
And it just really shows that yes, the people that are like doing all the killing are the zombies, you think, but it's really the people. It's the people.
They were the monsters.
It's people like him. They're the actual bloodsuckers.
Exactly.
Because literally, like in the beginning of the movie, like when the blue suit guy first meets him, he literally calls him a bloodsucker.
Yeah. And she was like, he's just saying what we're all thinking.
Yeah.
The little girl said that.
Yeah. And then
Which it was hilarious. But.
And it just also too, just after everything, like we found out his company and like whatever, like it was his actions that led to this. It just shows like all these people being zombies and like everything fucking up is the rich people's fault. It's the product of the rich.
Yes.
And it's crazy because it's people like him that made that happen, but then they're like ignoring all those people.
Yeah.
Even though they're the ones that caused it. They caused all these problems going on that people are in shitty situations, they do nothing to fix it.
Exactly. Oh.
They just, if anything, they put them in worse situations because they're only thinking about themselves.
It's, oh God. And
it's just like,
it's just so upsetting. And then when he does, so he kills that one guy. And then on top of that, he lets out the rest of the zombies from the train, which I thought would be more of a problem later on, but it wasn't because there was already a lot of zombies everywhere else.
Yeah.
So, but like still, I was like, you're just a terrible person and I hate you.
Yeah.
But the other group of people, we see so we have the main guy, his daughter, the pregnant woman, the baseball guy and his friend.
His friends with him now, the girl.
The girl.
Yeah.
The girl's friend.
Can you talk?
No. And so these are the people who are left. You know, these are your main cast that you're rooting for and you're hoping they get through.
Yeah.
So they're trying to make it to the other train, which the conductor of the last train, he was able to like find one that's free of zombies and still works.
Right.
So he gets on that one and he's getting ready to go, and they're trying to make it there. But of course, out of nowhere comes a train on fire. And it just wrecks them.
Yeah.
It splits the group up. So now we have the baseball guy and his friend on one side. They're on their own, and then the other group is on the other side. So let's go on where the baseball guy and his friend are at. So they try and make it through to get to the opposite side of the train by going through the train. But here, our favorite person comes in.
Do we have a name for him?
Asshole.
Just call him the asshole. Yeah.
He comes in and is like, screw you, there's zombies here. Yeah. Grabs the girl and literally hands her to the zombies.
Yeah.
And it's just like, what? Because it happens so fast.
Yeah.
Like, just like that.
Yeah.
There's no fight or anything. He's just like, he's like, here you go.
Yeah.
Runs. And it's like, so she's dead.
Yeah.
Like, she's gone. She's
just gone right there. And then her friend with her, like, is just crying, and, like, warning, and is holding her. Okay, like, so. And then she bites him. He's gone too.
It's just like, and it was just like that.
Yeah.
It was so quick, and it was so effective for it being so quick. It was just like a heartbreaking scene.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh my God. And again, just another reason I hate that.
And then on top of that, he doesn't help the conductor. And it's just like,
I was screaming at my TV. I was like, do not help him. Do not help that man. You stay in the train. You stay safe. Yeah. You do not go after him. And what did he do? He went after him.
Because it's like, it just shows like, even with the people like that in the world, there's still people that are like going to be selfless and still help people. Like, no matter like how irredeemable a person may seem, they're still going to. Like,
I wouldn't have saved him.
I wouldn't have fucking done it.
No, I would have been bye.
I'm not that good of a person. But it was just so fucking frustrating. Because like I was saying earlier, all these innocent people are dying because of people like him that caused this. And he's just able to keep getting his way. Like, no matter what. Like, he only cares about himself. And all he's doing is just exploiting. Literally all he does is just, he exploits the people that are able to help him get what he wants. And as soon as they're no longer needed, like, he disposes of them.
He disposes.
Like, and it's
just so infuriating.
Yeah.
It's every scene with this man. So he throws, he hurts his ankle, and I was like, oh, thank God. I was I hope you break more limbs.
I thought for a second he was done there, but
but nope. But of course not, because the conductor, he comes to try and help him, and then he pushes the conductor out of the way. The zombies get him, and he makes it out. Yeah. He makes it to the train, and I'm like, this guy. God, so he's just a terrible person.
I mean, I think it's pretty much safe to say that the asshole is a representation of the rich.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
100%. Like, this 100%,
is just 100%. Yeah. But yeah, so let's move on to where the main group is.
Yeah. So they're the only group now.
They're the only ones left. So they've got themselves in a situation now after the train hit them, where they are now underneath a train that is on its side.
Oh yeah.
Well, here's the kicker. Windows, zombies.
Literally, yeah, right.
They are
right there.
They are right in front of their faces, behind the windows, and like they're snarling and trying to get through the window. And we've seen them break glass before.
They
figured out windows.
It's gonna do it. It's gonna happen. Like there's nothing is physically impossible for these fuckers.
Exactly.
It's just
so
not.
The dad finally manages to wake up and he finds a way out. So he gets them through.
Yeah.
He gets like super strength to try and save his daughter when something falls in its way, and he's like, "Ugh!"
Yeah.
He's the new WWE.
Basically now he's gone.
Yeah. So he's able to save. Well, so here's the thing: a window a little bit farther down the train finally breaks. The homeless man.
Oh yeah.
He sacrifices himself to get the little girl and the pregnant woman out.
And then, speaking of hesitation, the pregnant woman just like fucking like, oh.
I know. She's like, oh, that's really sad.
I'm like, it is. Move,
otherwise it's useless. Yes. Come on. It's just, oh.
But those shots of the zombies breaking through all those windows and chasing those three, crazy. Like they're so fucking fast. And then, like the fact that one of them is able to like grab onto the train. And then the rest is just grab onto them, and it's a whole
thing that's like they're all just trailing behind, like holding on to each other, and they're climbing over each other. It's crazy. So, and I'm like, stop using your foot. Like they can easily grab you, and he's like trying to kick them away.
That's what I was thinking when he was like trying to like stomp their hands away. I'm like, can they not just grab your foot and then you're fucked?
Yeah. I mean, like I suppose if they like were to grab his foot, they would like lose the train.
I guess because I think they've established too that even though they're doing all these physically impossible things, they're also very stupid.
Oh yeah.
Like for example, they didn't know how to open the train doors.
Yeah.
Like they established that they don't know how to do that.
They're not the brightest.
They're not the brightest.
Yeah.
But now they see the asshole. He comes out. He's back. But he's a zombie now.
He's a zombie.
But he doesn't realize yet that he's a zombie.
How do you not figure that out?
I just figured like you would know by then. Like his eyes are already gray. Like did he not feel himself get bit? Or?
I know. He's like, please just take me home.
And he has the fucking audacity to ask for help. Dude, you're now you were a figurative bloodsucker. Now you're literally a bloodsucker. And you have the audacity. No, fuck you. Like
I just threw his ass off the train. Oh god, I hate him so much. So he's asking for help, and he's like, do you want to look at a mirror, sir? Because because you're a zombie now. So
you're infected now.
So bye. Well, eventually he's like, wait, I'm a zombie, and then all of a sudden he's like, oh, I'm a zombie, and then like and he turns into like a official zombie, and then tries to attack him, and he's fighting him, trying to get him off the train. Stupidest move, putting his hand in front of his mouth. What you think was gonna happen? Come on.
I don't know.
Oh, so upsetting. So he gets bitten.
Yeah, I mean, finally the rich asshole, he's gone, but he's gonna die now, the dad.
Yeah, the dad, because he gets bitten. So he pulls this little maneuver where he ties himself to the train and then grabs him and then throws himself.
But I'm just thinking to myself, if you're already bit, you might as well just jump off too. But I don't think he knew he was bit yet.
No, I think he knew. I think his main thing was like, all right, before I officially turn into a zombie, I need to make sure that they know how to use the train.
Oh, that's fair. And obviously to say his like official
and say his goodbyes.
Real goodbye and everything. Yeah.
So he, gets him off the train, like he throws him off.
Yeah.
Thank God he's dead. And then he comes back and is like, pulls them in immediately and is like, all right, this is what you need to do. This is the brakes.
Yeah.
Make sure you don't stop. Just keep going. Yeah. And then he has his little one-on-one with his daughter. Heartbreaking scene. She's crying. She's like
grabbing onto him, like don't go.
Like don't go.
Like she doesn't. It's like in that moment, either she doesn't understand what is gonna happen to him, or she just doesn't care. Like she just wants to be with her dad.
Yeah.
Like
she just doesn't want to let him go.
Like, yeah.
It's so sad.
It's that, and then that was already emotional. But then he gets out the train. You hear her crying. You see her crying. His eyes start to turn, and then you see like
his last
like
glimpse.
thoughts is like her as a baby, and like and he's like smiling.
He's smiling. He's like, and he loves his daughter so much.
Yeah.
And he didn't do a good job showing it, but he did.
Yeah.
He did love his daughter. And that sort of makes it so much more heartbreaking when he finally, and then they don't even show him directly. They show his shadow of him falling off the train.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
I was heartbroken.
I mean, the moment's a little like dramatic with the music and everything, but it feels earned because of like I said, like because it's the heart of the movie, and it's just it was easily the most emotional part of the movie. And then we're basically at the ending now. They've
made it as far as they can.
As far as they can. You see the military. They're like camouflaged. They have their guns. They see all they see is like two shadows figures, coming. Yeah. They don't know whether they're zombies or not. They like contact their commander or whatever. And they're like, okay, like we can't verify. Like, what do we do?
So just
kill them.
And so they're about to do it.
They're literally about to do it.
And then you hear her singing the song that she was going to sing for her dad. And she's singing as she's walking through the tunnel, and it's so sad. But then they're like, so they hear the singing, and they're like, oh, these are people.
Yeah.
Like, we need to save them.
Yeah, help them.
And so they're able to, they're saved. And that's
but the kid's still like
heartbroken because she's lost her father. And she's scared, and all she has left is this woman who she just met.
Yeah. That kid, dude, was fucking great.
Honestly.
And that was, I mean, honestly, like, what a fucking way to end the movie.
What a way. Oh, it was so good.
Yeah. I will say, though, from my girlfriend and I, because she watched this with me, one of our first reactions when she ended the movie was, oh, well, at least he has a mommy. And I was like, who's he? The little boy. I said, babe, it's a girl. She's like, oh. She'd seen this movie multiple times and had no idea. I was like,
you know, the haircut is just
I was just so confused. She's like, he has a mommy. I was like, he?
It's the haircut.
Little boy.
It was
he has a mommy.
Granted, she was wearing a skirt throughout the entire movie. But the haircut was
the haircut. It's okay. It's all right.
So,
it's all right.
It's understandable.
Anywho, but our real though reactions when this was just like literally just everything, like as a genre movie it works, like the action and like the tension of the whole zombie the zombie stuff was just freaking cool.
Oh, incredible.
But just on top of that, not only I think all the addition of like social commentary was just really cool too, which I've noticed every train movie has every
to do
train
with
movie and Korean movie like Parasite and like even Snowpiercer too. I don't even seen the movie, but it's the same thing.
The show is the whole thing.
It's just okay. I'm assuming it's a show the same. I haven't seen the show.
I haven't seen the movie.
All right. Well, there you go.
Glad we can agree.
Glad we agree still. But yeah, I love the addition of that. And of course, just the emotion at the end of the day, like just you need that.
It's there.
I think without it, it's still a fun movie.
It's a great movie, but you're able to connect so much to these characters, and you're able to just feel you feel every emotion for all these characters, whether it's just so much devastation for this little girl or just so much hate for that
one guy asshole. And then you get to see the dad like becoming basically a new person.
You see a transformation and you're so happy that you see that transformation and just everything. You're able to connect so well to these characters. Each of them were so well written. Yeah. And it's just so good. So
and I just like I've seen a few movies where it's like the idea is just like how selfish
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Selfish or selfless people will be. And I just think movies like that kind of explore that are just really interesting. Particularly like with this, like we talk about like the socially, like just people that are rich versus people that are poor, like things like that nature. I just think were really cool for them to explore. And I feel like it just added more to this movie that already had a lot, like we said, already there that made it a lot of fun. But I thought this was great. I liked it honestly just about as much as I did the first time, and I still really liked it. So yeah, that's what I think. But for you, your first time, what was like?
It was like it took me like a good 10 minutes before I could like move out of my chair to like process what I had just seen, and I was like, oh my god, this was so freaking good. It was so good. I loved it. I want to watch this a million more times.
That's really cool. I'm really glad you like this.
Really, really enjoyed it.
And I'm curious, this makes me really want to watch the
the
sequel. I heard the reception for it wasn't as strong as this one, but I'm still
I'd still watch it.
I'll still definitely watch it. But
I do want to talk about one thing before
what's up?
We get to our final closing. There's an elephant in the room.
Is there?
The remake.
Honestly, that was the reason.
That's why we picked it.
That's very true. I completely forgot. I don't think it's necessary at all.
It's not necessary.
I just think if American audiences really want to watch Train to Busan, which to be fair, I think a lot of people have
seen it already, then learn how to read. It's that simple.
I don't get it. I mean, I get why they're doing it. Money.
Oh, yeah, obviously. I saw one tweet and it was like, we don't even have like a working railway system here in America. How do you expect us to...
You're going to have to like build a new system that doesn't even exist here.
Exactly. And also like the geography of it doesn't work. I mean, you look at Korea, it's a small island. Mm-hmm. It's basically a small island. So it's like, this is America. This is North America we were talking about. How are we... What are we going to Hawaii? What's happening? What is your plan here? Where are we supposed to go that's not going to have zombies?
That's fair.
And people are and let me tell you how it's going to go. They're going to find some cure for this zombiness, and they're going to be like, well, I don't trust it. I think it's all, it's all some agenda.
So now you're saying that, I was thinking to myself, if although they're going to go ahead with it, but I can already think of like the way they're going to make this movie. Obviously, you're going to see a lot of parallels to COVID. Yeah. And especially regarding the social commentary, you're definitely going to see a lot of points made about how we as a country have handled it, things of that nature. That part could be interesting, sure. I don't see the point. The same thing too. There's I think they I don't know. I think at first they were going to do a Parasite remake when it came out, but I think it's different. They're going to do a TV show, I think, and Bong Joon-ho's like a producer on it and everything, so it's fine.
Well, then I trust it.
But that's different. If you want to expand on the world, fine. But to just remake it, just to white it up, basically.
Yeah, just to make it white is what they're doing.
You're just whitewashing the movie, basically. It's like, I don't really...
Ridiculous. And I know exactly how the zombie apocalypse is going to go in America. We're all dead within a week.
And
that's giving them credit. Let's be honest.
Like, I don't know why you're giving Americans. You're gonna give Americans that much credit in that movie. And on top of that, like, you already know, like, it's just not gonna be as well made.
No,
they don't know. Like, I feel like when you're taking, not all the time, but when you're taking foreign movies and you're remaking them here, a lot of the subtleties and things of that nature are gonna be gone because they're just gonna be focused on making a big action zombie movie. Yep. And it still might be fun to watch, sure, but
it's not gonna have the impact that this one.
I'm obviously gonna pick this 10 out of 10 times. Like, yeah. So yeah, I'll probably watch it online or something. I'm
not putting any money towards it.
I'm not gonna give money.
Yeah. So the point today is learn how to read. If you get into not only movies but TV too.
Oh yeah.
There are some really good Korean TV shows.
Novelas,
beautiful, love it. There's so many good foreign films, many good foreign television shows. That's like America can't even touch.
Yeah.
Explore your options, people, if you haven't already.
So definitely, Train to Busan is one of the parts of that. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So basically, we're both very much against
the remake.
I mean, if y'all are interested in seeing it, go for it. But please don't. If you have to pick between this and the remake,
if you're gonna watch the remake, at least watch this one first.
Please.
You're gonna see why this is so much better.
Yeah.
So.
And then again, maybe the remake will come out and it'll surprise us. Who knows? But I still don't think it's necessary.
Maybe.
Any final thoughts? More? Or?
Just it was so good.
Yeah.
That's my final thought. Okay. That's so good.
All right. Well, we're past all that.
Scores.
I'll score first because I don't really know where you're gonna go with this. I'm gonna give this a very high 8 out of 10 for me.
Really?
I don't really have a reason why it's not higher. It just, I'll say 8 though.
Okay. This is a momentous occasion.
Why is that?
On In a Wider Screen History. And maybe it'll go lower because this was just my first time watching.
Oh, I mean, honestly, you don't know how many times that we've given ratings and the next day I'm like, I probably would change it.
Yeah.
It's whatever. It's just a number.
But at this moment, after talking about it, after just having it fresh in my mind, 10 out of 10.
Wow.
This is my first 10.
Yeah.
For a movie.
Very momentous.
10 out of freaking 10 because it was so good. I connected to it in every way possible. I loved the visuals of it.
Yeah.
The gore was perfect.
Yeah.
There was this one scene where it was like I was in like the terminal for the train station, and someone like did like a move here, and it was just blood splatter. Beautiful.
I will say for you, so y'all are definitely going to see this during the month of October, but
oh yeah, this is officially the start of spooky season.
We're basically we're definitely be talking about a lot of horror over the next month or so. And this is like technically, I mean, I wouldn't consider this, I mean, I guess this kind of counts as horror. I think this is multiple genres: horror, thriller, action, kind of all that. So definitely, you can see the excitement when you hear the word blood and gore. Her eyes just light up.
I love Halloween.
Yeah, and you love this movie.
And I love this movie.
Yeah, so that's really cool. I'm really glad you enjoyed it.
I
genuinely had no idea this was your first time, so I'm really glad you enjoyed it as much as you did.
I'm definitely watching this again and again.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great movie.
And Brianna, if you're watching, you proud of me? I gave it a 10. She always gets mad if I give it if I'm like, oh, I love this movie, I love it. 9 out of 10.
That's fair. I remember when I used to talk about movies like more in high school, and she's like, you talk about how much you love it, and you just gave it an 8. I'm like, well,
it could do better.
It could do better. Like, sorry. No.
I don't think that this can do better. I think this was perfect.
That's fair. Okay.
This was a great movie.
Oh, yeah. Definitely a great movie. Yeah. So that's our discussion on Train to Busan. That was, great watch. Hopefully everything works out for our next episode again. Obviously, like we did on Twitter for this episode, like if anything changes, we'll let y'all know always. But next week, we still do have our list of our top 10 scores and soundtracks
from movies. And we're going to have our special guest, Brianna, where she's going to redeem herself, and hopefully the video will work.
Hopefully the video will not turn off this time. Yeah. Hope it's on right now.
God, I hope so.
Knowing our luck.
Yeah.
But yeah, thank y'all so much for watching and for listening. If you are listening, thank you for doing so. Really appreciate that. Watching too. Every audio streaming platform you can think of, Spotify, Apple, you can hear us on there. And also our YouTube channel. Subscribe, comment, share. I don't know what else you can do on YouTube.
You can
unsubscribe, but don't do that.
But you can also unsubscribe to subscribe again because you just like us that much.
That much, yes.
Yeah.
Sure. In a Wider Screen Podcast, that is our YouTube channel, so make sure to find us on there. And then on social media at In a Wider Screen, that's the same name for everything: Twitter, TikTok, and Instagram. Check us out there.
Check it out.
Yeah. Any final thoughts, Miss Zombie? All right. See y'all next time.
Bye.